Namaskar, myself Dr. Yogesh Pating, the Assistant Professor in Commerce, GS College of Commerce, Verda. In last lecture, we had started the new semester, new subject, Statistics and Business Mathematics. As we discussed in last lecture, that in this particular semester, we have to move away from a financial accounting subject, and we have to study statistics. Why we have to study statistics, what are the importances of statistics, what are the limitations, what are the functions, that theoretical portion actually we are going to study in this particular lecture. And from the next one we are going to start the what we can say the numericals depends related to the syllabus, because it is actually it is very important to study that subject. Why we are going to study that subject, what are the main fundamentals, main basic things related to that subject. It is very necessary. Just moving directly to the problems, that will not make any sense, because you should know as a student that why we are going to study that subject, what is the importance of that particular subject. That is very important thing. That's why I just planned this lecture, specially planned this lecture to go through a theoretical way to discuss why we are going to study this subject, and from the next lecture we will move to the numerical part of this subject. Last lecture we discussed about syllabus, we discussed about question paper pattern. We don't know how the university is going to plan the examination of this particular subject, because that will be they will what we can say tell us how we are going to go for this particular examination, whether offline or online. That's why in last lecture we discussed subject syllabus and question paper pattern as it was at the website of university. From today we are going to start the unit first of this particular subject, Statistics and Business Mathematics, BCom first year C for English medium, second semester. Now I just displayed here some important points about this subject, about the theoretical portion of this subject. I just made a 4-part of this particular lecture. First one is statistics. What is the meaning of statistics? Second, I just displayed the points related to functions. The third point is why there is a need of collection of data, and what are the things, what are the various sources, the types of collection of data. And the last one is we are going to discuss about the tabulation. So these are the 4 parts that I'm trying to explain you this particular theoretical concepts with the help of these 4 parts. The first one is the statistics. Why we are going to study statistics? What is the meaning of statistics? Statistics, I just mentioned here 3 points. It is actually a science of counting. It's generally what we can say a branch of mathematics where we generally do counting, we do various mathematical operations. That thing we have to do in statistics. So statistics is actually a science of counting. It is actually also a science of averages, where you are going to calculate central tendencies, dispersions, correlations, regressions, mean, median, mode, central tendency, range. That thing is actually a part of central what we can say averages. So it is also called as a science of average. The third thing is here it is also a science of estimates and probabilities, where you are going to find out the estimate of that particular thing, about that particular activity, and you are going to find out different probabilities, whether this is going to be like this or that way, or this way or that way. Those things are called as a probabilities, where you can study probabilities from different angles of different types of different things with the help of statistics. So statistics is actually we can define statistics in number of ways. I just mentioned the 3 important things here. It is a science of counting. So statistics can be defined as a branch or a science where we are going to study the counting. Statistics is a science where we are going to deal with averages, different kinds of averages. I mentioned right now central tendency, where we are going to study mean, median and mode, then standard deviations, then dispersion, quartiles, regression, range. All those things we are going to study. That thing is called as a science of averages. And also statistics is also defined as actually science of estimates and probabilities, where you are going to find out different answers of that particular problem with the help of different way of solving it, different techniques. That thing is also called as a statistics. So this is the way we have to move upon with the help of statistics, where we have to do counting, averages, we can find out the probabilities, we can prepare the estimates. That field, that science, that thing is called as a statistics. So I hope you just had that flavor of this subject of the statistics. So statistics is like this. Moving to the next point, why we are going to study the statistics, what are the works, what are the functions of statistics. I mentioned here, it actually simplifies the data. Why? Because look, when we study accounting, there we have to prepare financial statements, final accounts. There also we are actually simplifying the data. Means actually you are converting that particular transaction in a tabular form, and then you are processing that data, and then you are preparing the final statements. You are actually applying different formulas of ratios, and you are coming at decision making. That thing is related to accounting. The same thing is applicable to statistics, where you are actually presenting that data in a tabulation form, or you are expressing that data in a summary form, and then you are applying different formulas to that data, and then you had that answer, you had that prediction, you had that probability, which will be helpful for you if you are working as a professional. That will helpful for your decision making. So that thing is very important, because it is a very prime important function of statistics, that it simplifies the data. We have to simplify the data to come to a particular decision. The second function is it facilitates the comparison. Look, when you are going to do a comparison, when you have on a particular same platform, if the specification of this particular thing matches the specification of this particular thing, then you can just you will have a comparison. Means for example, you have to compare mobile with mobile, then it will be possible. But you can't compare mobile with a car, because mobile has different functionalities, different specifications. Car has a different functions. It has a different specification. It is actually manufactured for a different type of work, kind of work. Mobile is manufactured for a different kind of work. So you can't compare mobile with a car. But that thing is very important, that when you are actually using a statistic, it simplifies the data, it tabulates the data, and it is very easy to compare the data, to do a comparison between these two activities, these two commodities, two products, on the basis of their what we can say specifications, on the basis of their functions. So that is also one important function of statistics, that it can facilitate the comparison. Again, to add to that particular second point is that, because when you are simplifying the data, when you are tabulating the data, it means that you are actually it is going to facilitate you for a comparison. The third point is it helps in prediction. Look, when you are doing a comparison, when you are actually simplifying the data, it generally is going to help you to doing predictions. Why there is a need of prediction? Because look, when you just want to do an estimate, when you want to think about the future, you have to do prediction. You have to predict about different kind of results, different kind of probabilities, that if as a company, if we are going to do this work, then what will be there in our future, what will be the prediction of this particular activity in the future, what will happen relating to this activity in future. That thing is called as a prediction. So it helps in prediction when we talk about a function of statistics. The fourth point is that it helps in decision making also. Look, when you are actually thinking about this particular what we can say, the entire scene, the most important thing is that the most important function is that it helps in decision making. Because whatever you are doing, it actually is for a decision making of that particular activity. Means as a manager, as a company executive, if you want to take a decision of that particular thing, you have to what we can say, tabulate that particular data, process that data, and after processing that data, we will have that answer, and you then can do a comparison, and at the end of that you can do a decision making. So that is also one important function of statistics. And the last one is that indicate trends and tendencies. It is very important for any company that they have to find out the trends and tendencies, because what is going to work in future, that is very important thing. If a company executive is working in, for example, in sales or marketing, it is very important for him or her that what are the trends in future. Is there a boost in a sale of that particular commodity, or if that commodity is not having that particular boost in a sale, or a sale will get declined. That trend is going to be find out with the help of statistics. How you are going to find out that thing? You can compare the today's data, current data with the previous data. You can compare the things, you can find out the trend with the help of how that data setup will get shaped. So that thing is very important, that function is very important in statistics, that you can compare the data with previous data and you can find out the trend. If it matches with the trend of a previous data and at that particular duration the sale is going to increase, then you can predict that in this particular month sale is going to increase because the trend in the data get matched with the previous data trend. So those things are possible with the help of statistics. So these are the some of the functions of statistics. We can just not write the entire functions, but I just mentioned here the 5 important functions of statistics. Now, if we are using a statistics, we have to collect the data, because everything is going to be related with data. We are talking the last 10 minutes, we are just talking about the data. So from where this data will come? There are two sources. One will be a primary data source, another will be a secondary data source, or you can just what we can say, bifurcate the data in the two ways, primary data and secondary data. When you are collecting that data first time, means you are not taking a help of any published data or the data which is already available on various platforms, on various what we can say locations, sites, websites. But what you are doing, you are actually preparing or collecting the data at your own level. That is a very fresh data. You are asking, you are taking some interview. That will be a fresh data, because first time you are taking an interview of that particular person, asking him some new questions or questions which are actually related to your information. Second, you had prepared a questionnaire. You just what we can say had an oral interview with that particular person, asked him the questions, or you just mailed that questionnaire to that particular person and just got the answers from that person, or you just had a schedule of work and you prepared the schedule and just handed that schedule to that particular person from whom you have to collect the data. So as a summary, what we can say that when you are collecting the data at first time, that is a very fresh data, raw data, that data is not previously prepared or maintained or collected anywhere. That type of data is called as a primary data. Means, for example, you are having a survey, you are taking a feedback from many people, that thing is called as a primary data. Generally, for example, when there is a population census, Janganna, those people come to us, our home, they ask us some questions, we give them answers, they write down the things. That thing is called as a primary data. What they are doing? They are actually collecting the data in a very fresh manner at first time, and they haven't using the data, any old data or raw data. They are actually collecting the data from primary sources. That thing is called as a primary data. The second one is a secondary data, where the data is already available. You are using that data from that particular source which is actually related to your research, to your activity, to your work. So that data can be available from websites. There are tons of websites, lot of websites, millions of websites available. So the data can be procured from that particular website. Government publish that data. For example, if data is related to banks, that RBI publish the data in bulletins. If the data is related to insurance, then IRDA publish their bulletins. If the data is related to stock markets, then SEBI is there, NSE is there, BSE is there, where they publish their data. You can go to their websites, or what we can say, the manuals, their bulletins, you can see the data. then some published information, unpublished information. So these things are called as a data which is procured, recovered from secondary sources. Why these are called as a secondary sources? Because the respondent, means the person who is actually collecting the data, the researcher who is collecting the data, haven't taken any efforts from his sides. Efforts will be where he is going to some that particular place and collecting the data. That thing is called as the primary data. But you are sitting at the comfort of your home and if you are collecting the data from websites or this type of sources, then that thing is called as a secondary data. So when you are doing a research, when you are actually using a statistics, you can take help from these type of data sources where you can collect the data. It will be called as a primary data, or you just can take help of various websites and platforms. That will be called as a secondary data. So this is called as a collection of data or sources of data which is going to be used for the tabulation, and you can just get the import, you can find out the importances and functions of statistics when you are actually collecting the data, because you have to collect the data, you have to process the data, then you will find out the answer, and that answer will actually help you for estimates and predictions or probabilities. The last point that we have to discuss in this particular lecture is tabulation. Why I mentioned this point here because look, when we study statistics, it is very important that you have to systematically present the data. Means if you collect the data from these sources, that data will be very raw data, it will be in a descriptive manner. You have to extract the figures, you have to extract the amounts from that particular data, and you have to present that data in a tabulation form. For example, if there is a one line that there are 14 people working in that particular site, out of that 10 people, 10 are male and 4 are female. Okay, this is a statement. You cannot use that particular statement in statistics. What you have to do, you have to extract the figures from that particular statement. So what is the statement? There are 14 people working on that site. So the total people 14. Out of that 10 are male, 4 are female. So male 10, female 4. So we have to prepare a table of that particular data. We have to prepare a summary of that data. Then only we can process that data. So the first important thing is that when you are actually doing a tabulation, you have to present the data in a simple form. It can be in a raw format. We have to convert that raw format in a very usable format, in a simple format, and that thing we have to use when you are talking about a tabulation. That thing is called as to present the data in a simple form. Then the second one is it should be easy to understand, because you have to prepare the data in such a way that it is very easy to understand, easy to what we can say process, because then only you can find out the answers. Even though we just give an input to computers, that should be in a particular format. Computer won't recognize your language, won't recognize your format. You have to give the data to a computer in its own programming language, or the software format that particular software needs. So it is very important that data should be very easy to understand. These are the requirements and these are the importances of tabulation also. The third point is to facilitate easy comparison. As we discussed here, that when we are doing a tabulation, it is very easy to do a comparison, and comparison is very important, because in a comparison you are actually comparing the activities, you are comparing the commodities, you are comparing the trends of current to previous. So these things are very important. So this is actually a statistics that we what we can say, we just broke out into 4 things. First, why, what statistics. Second, the functions of statistics. Third, collection of data, which is from primary data and secondary data. And the fourth one is a tabulation. So I tried here that before starting the numericals, you as a student should have the what we can say, the basics of statistics. So in this particular lecture, I tried to give you the flavor of statistics, because this is actually a very new subject for you. Generally we are having that much what we comfort level with accounting, but when we are in statistics, it is actually a start for you. So I hope you just have a good lecture regarding the fundamentals or basic things about statistics. In next lecture, we will start the problems of measures of central tendency, mean, median and mode. So I hope you just what we can say, find this lecture very useful. Thank you. Thank you very much.